Hey, it's Jerry with Designs by Jerry, and I am so happy that you've made it all the way through. You are very special because most people probably didn't make it past the second or at the very most the third video of this series. And you made it all the way through to video number 5, which means to me that you're really serious about wanting to know how to really be successful in decorating your homes, decorating for your parties, or maybe even making some spare money by using the art of floral design in your business. So what I want to do today is we've already talked about how to make bows, and I've shown you several different ways to make bows or make something look really nice and festive because of accentuating it with a bow. But what I want to show you today is with this Christmas wreath, I want to show you how to take and put a bunch of different bows together and then how to give this wreath a very special and elegant look. And it makes it look like it came right out of the department store simply because of the use of ribbon. And a lot of times you think it's too difficult because you think it's like one big massive bow or something, and it's really not, or at least it doesn't have to be. So let me go ahead and show you. Now, I've already shown you the importance of fluffing up your wreath, and that makes it look live, that makes it look fresh, that makes it look like you just went out and cut it off of the mountainside. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the different bows, and this is going to be my main bow, if you will. The bow is going to get the central point of attention. I've already tied all these bows just so we can save a little bit of time on the video. And what I'm going to do is I usually tend to like to bring everything and drop it to the right. So if you ever notice with my design work, most everything is going to be a focal point at the top left, and then it will drop off and have a tail off to the right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started and show you how to take all of these bows and really make something unique before we even start putting the ornaments on this wreath here. So let's get started. We'll take this bow here and we'll go right up to the top, and we've already got it tied, but we will actually flatten out some of these fronds now so that our bow can nestle down into the wreath. And I'm just going to pull these chenille stems right through the wreath there. And there's a metal bracket on the back, and usually I try to attach to that metal bracket just to give it really, make sure it's really good and secure. You don't have to, but that just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable that this bow is not going anywhere. And then what you want to do is you want to flatten out these different bracts here and make sure that your bow can really take on a life of its own. And what I mean by that is it looks like it's almost growing out of that wreath. Not that it's added on to it, but it's growing out of it. And as you watch, as we go along and decorate the wreaths in upcoming videos, you'll see what I mean. All of a sudden, we'll have things making it look like this bow is just really growing inside that wreath. So you notice on this one, I have a really long tail, and I'm probably just going to take it and gather it up and let a little bit of a loop. You can even take it and twist it some if you want, like that. See the difference there? And then you see these different tinsels. All you do that, because they are made of wire, you just give it a nice twist. So you just take these, put the ribbon in between, and twist, just like you would a bread tie, okay? And eventually this will all start coming together soon too. So we'll just let that be as it may for a while till we see what else we're going to do. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to add a different texture of a bow, a different type of ribbon with a different pattern. So it's going to also, not only does it give a different color punch, but it's also going to bring in a different texture, but it does complement these colors and the stripes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to nestle this one up right up underneath that one, so it almost makes it look like it's a part of that bow, even though it's just a very easy to tie bow here. And the tighter you can get up in there, the better off it'll be. Once again, there's a metal bracket back there that I can attach to. And then start taking and pulling each one of your loops. That's why we like to work with wire ribbon, because we can start pulling these ribbons and pulling the loops. And once again, almost making them look like they are growing out of this wreath or a part of it. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to pull them right on top. Just won't have a tail there. I'm going to pull them right on top of where I twist it off the other tails. Take our hands and work that ribbon and make it look really rounded with a nice curl to it. That's the beauty of wired ribbons. And it will eventually take on a life of its own. We'll take another bow. You can see about how much of a tail we have here. What we're going to do here is we're going to bring this one and cover right there. So you see what we've done. We've got that. Now all of a sudden this is going to become a part of that. And it makes like looks like it's really one big ribbon. So if I can get over here. Okay, so you can see how now it's starting to look like one big continuous bow, when actually it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 different components therein. Then we're going to go back and we're going to take some small ones without the tails, and you could have tails if you wanted on there. I just didn't. And almost add them. We're almost adding them as if they're accents to the wreath, when actually they're still part of the bow, and you'll see how we continue this theme on in just a few moments. And we'll take one more. We'll add it right here. You want to tie them on really secure, especially if you're going to be having them hang outside, because it will get some wind. So make sure you tie them really good. But now you can see how this is all starting to come together. When we have one more trick we're going to add to this now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to take just long streams of the ribbon and we're going to interweave it throughout the wreath, so that once again it's going to look like one big massive ball of ribbon or bows, and it's really going to make this a super festive look. Let me show you what we're talking about here. So we just take some long strips. We'll go up inside, once again, right down next to where that bow started, and we'll just tie it off by just, once again, twisting like a bread tie, and that just places that in there so it's good and tight. But now you see it's coming out of the main bow, and then we'll just start pulling around and tucking down. Just do it like that. So you see this here, just tuck it in there, let it loop and tuck, and that's basically all we did, right? Nothing special. So now we're going to go back and we're going to find where those are, and we're going to take those wired bracts of evergreen, and we're going to crisscross them just like a bread tie again over where you've got it tucked in at, and that's going to hold your ribbon in place right there. Isn't this cool? Very easy. And then the beautiful part about it is if you decide you want to change it in a year or two, it's just very easy to sit down one afternoon and start unhooking all of these, and you can take this ribbon and do something else with it, toss away, and you still have a very fresh wreath to go again. So this is Jerry with Designs by Jerry. I hope you've enjoyed your free series of how to tie bows and how to decorate with bows. And keep watching. I have more great videos for you. And thanks again for signing up with us. I'll see you soon. Bye.